Why did you choose to get involved in the fashion show?
Well, home ec being my major, I'm very interested in fashion, and it's part of my training, and I just naturally gravitated towards doing the fashion show.
So I chose teaching. I probably would say the greatest influence was my grandmother. I grew up on a farm about an hour outside of Grand Prairie, and my grandma lived in Grand Prairie, and so when I went there, it was usually for a weekend, and she was a cook and a baker, and she also loved sewing and quilting, and so whenever I went there as a young child, she would involve me, so I would get to, be in the kitchen with her, and so she let me do everything that she was doing.
Lisa Appell is extremely beautiful and classy and elegant, but she is also very, very kind and has a wonderful laugh.
Oh, a lady. A lady first and always.
She's always so well dressed, very professional.
A lot of people have been saying lately, great posture.
Grace under pressure.
Bubbly and stylish.
Oh, she looks awesome in a Kiss outfit with platform boots.
Organized. Efficient.
Probably meticulous.
Happy, friendly.
Cheerful.
Poise and grace.
Yeah, fashionista, culinary artist. She's a genius in the kitchen and a loved lady in our school.
I taught in a small community, probably most people don't even know it. It's Hughenden, Alberta. It's southeast of here. And I was hired as a home ec teacher. I didn't teach any science there. That was in 1987, 88.
When Lisa came to Primo as a teacher, Lisa was the home ec teacher and the sewing teacher, and I was in grade 9. And let's just say that my first sewing and last sewing experience was with Lisa, where we were asked to make a sweater. And the sweater that I made had one sleeve probably, twice the length as the other sleeve. And Lisa just kindly put it as, well, maybe sewing isn't just the best thing for you.
At that time, she was a fairly new teacher and a young teacher, and maybe a popular teacher that in a way behind the scenes that she didn't know or didn't realize at the time. So popular, in fact, that boys from some of the other classes used to crawl into the classroom and under the desks to try to join the class while things were going on or while Lisa was teaching. So
we were all quite happy as the students that got signed up for her class to be able to take home ec and food studies with Lisa at that time. So it was nice to have you. It was nice to have you, yeah.
She was quite the looker as a lady when she came in and still is, don't get me wrong, but as a young student, we noticed, not going to lie there.
Back in the day, I guess we could say there were a few students that were hot for teacher.
Lisa as a teacher, you know what? She was very, I guess, understanding of us as teenage boys and students in her foods room. My philosophy was always, I'm going to pick a recipe with as much protein in it and as much meat in it as possible. And I did that, and Lisa let it happen. So that was pretty cool that she would go and do that for us.
Lisa's been here since the school opened back in September of '94 and has really become one of the cornerstones of the CTS program here at MCHS. Her dedicated work in the foods area and the fashion studies area have really built these two programs up to what they are today.
And incredible how she, always showing grace, can handle 30 plus kids in fashion, 30 plus kids in foods. That takes a real skill to be able to coordinate all that and do all that.
Well, Lisa's ran a quality foods program for many years here at MCHS. The kids love being in there, and I loved it because they brought me food, and that's kept me, looking svelte and trim like I am. But, when you walk by there, you just see that she's got a well-oiled machine going on. It's like a drill sergeant almost, except she has a real nice demeanor about her.
She takes on some of the hardest kids in our building fulfilling, and she makes foods a place where they learn a lot, but they're also having a lot of fun and cooking, and she's made it so that they can cook whatever they want. I've never seen a program run the way that Lisa's has run.
She is the most loved option in the school. Like, her numbers in that area, and I know kids get to eat, but it's because of her. The numbers, she runs her program so unique. Lots of high schools will do canned recipes where every kid's making muffins. Well, not in Lisa's class. Kids are making steak and they're making shrimp, and this kid's doing smoothies, and it's just something that she offers to our students that nobody else offers. And then all the different modules going at the same time, and it's unique, and it's totally loved by kids, and they come out in droves to go to her classes.
For me, I can't get over, she's been running this food program for so long with 2 workstations and a little bit of a commercial kitchen back there, and foods is one of the highest options in terms of kids wanting to take, and how she's made that program run for so long with insufficient resources, at least in my mind, and make it run that well with everything she's trying to do in there is absolutely amazing. I am so impressed that she's been able to do this for this long. Amazing.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Lisa for providing me with a potential opportunity to actually have a real and stable job. But obviously some mega large shoes to fill, and without a doubt my organizational skills will be thoroughly put to the test.
Mark is going to have to learn how to sew. That's one thing.
I'm hoping that my numbers in construction will go up now, because not all these kids will be taking foods to be with Lisa anymore. So that'll be a positive for me in my program. I could never really compete with Lisa.
Lisa's one of those people that has just always sort of like put her head down and done her thing, and we always knew that it would be great, and like you could trust her.
She kind of floats through the halls here. She's a real impressive lady to see. Always under control, and she just always looks like she has everything in hand.
The one thing about Lisa is that when you look at her, she's always finely, well dressed and prim and proper. So you don't think that, maybe she's very athletic or whatever. But when I saw her, the first time I saw her play basketball in intramurals at Primo, I was astonished. I was like, oh my goodness, this girl is good.
Well, when I first started teaching and was right out of high school and university, I played a lot of basketball, so I coached basketball for maybe my first 4 years of school. And then the fashion show, as you saw. I've been on the bike trip a couple times, which was great. I've been involved in the drama a lot for numerous years, doing costumes and that sort of thing.
I started working with Lisa when I first got here because she would do costumes for the play when I first got here, and what she built was always so beautiful and impressive and just made our shows look so good. And I remember asking her to do crazy things like, can you make me, a dozen matching Oompa Loompa outfits and things like that, and she would just come through all the time. But my favorite is the King and I costumes that she made, because they were so elaborate, and they still get used in the drama program to this day. So there will constantly be reminders of Lisa in the drama program for me.
You know what, Lisa is always, she's always willing to lend a hand. She always stops and, wonders how you're doing and how things are going for you. And, she's just really an all-around wonderful, wonderful, kind person.
Whenever I see Lisa on supervision, she's always one of the first people always ask me about family. She asked me specifically about my 2 girls, and there's some health things going on with them, like they're growing out of it, thank God. But she'll always stop and ask, how's that going with your daughter? How's your daughter doing, and things like that. That means a lot to somebody like me, and I think to most people in general. When you sort of stop and you ask about that personal piece, it's not just about being a boss or a principal or anything like that, but actually taking the time to sort of say, hey, what's going on with you and your family?
I think the thing that I love the most is there's been times where we've been really busy, and Lisa and I live close together in St. Albert, and so she would give me a ride home, and just the conversations that we would have going back and forth, catching up on her life and her family, and her catching up on our family and what's going on. those are times that I'll always treasure.
When I think of Lisa, I don't just think about Lisa here at MCHS, but I also think about all the times that I was able to spend, with Lisa and David socially. Been to many shows and concerts over the years, and we've had some very good times. Every bands from Depeche Mode to the Beach Boys that was back in 1995. So I'll always cherish those times that we spent together and sharing our collective love of music.
My favorite memory goes back to, I don't know if it was my first or second year, and we went to, it was Teachers Convention, and a bunch of ladies were going to stay downtown, and we went to Japanese Village. And Lisa had a few too many drinks that night, and I've never seen Lisa had that many drinks. She wasn't feeling very well as we sat in Japanese Village, and she might have started to fall asleep at the table. Knowing Lisa now, it makes me laugh so hard, because in 20 years of working with her, I've never seen her ever have that much to drink again. But she's a lot of fun to socialize with. She loves coming to gatherings and parties and having fun. And that was a very fun night.
Let's just say, Lisa, I'll look at the camera for this one. Lisa, you know the picture I'm talking about. And no one knows where it is, but we had a fun time in this studio taking that picture, so yeah.
But I love having her in a pod so close to me, or in our little pod, because she's always so happy and so positive, and she has her eyes are just so big, and she's always got a big smile on her face, and it makes my day so often, so I'm going to miss that.
The funniest moments I've had interacting with Lisa is when we're talking about students in the staff room. Lisa's always willing to let us know about her experiences with certain students, and then she's also willing to let us know exactly what she thinks about those students as well. More often than not, when it's in the staff room, it's usually not positive things that she's saying about these kids, and she's never shy to say what she really thinks.
She and I have shared, actually just today, we were sharing some funny answers that students have put on some tests, just back and forth, so that I'm going to miss that as well.
I have always admired Lisa. I've always admired Lisa. She does everything with grace and caring and compassion, and even when she is frazzled and things are going crazy, she is always very gracious, and I actually wish I was a little more like that.
Having said that, Lisa also usually gets grade 9 fashion studies in the morning block, and my office is just a little cubby hole behind her when she's doing that. And I've finally got to see a different side of Lisa, that not flustered, but you can tell that those grade 9s in the morning, they can give everybody a run for their money. So you'd hear the calm Lisa all of a sudden say, Leandro, please sit down. Leandro, I'm going to ask you again, please sit down. Ryan, what are you doing? Sit down, Ryan. Leandro, put those scissors down. It's just, it was interesting seeing that side of her, because you never see that, and how some of them can get anybody going. In fact, in her area, the fashion there, she had admin put a little storage cupboard back there, or area. And I don't think it was for storage. I think that's where Lisa used to go during class when she just needed a little time out herself, and go in there. Oh my God, these kids, what is wrong with them?
Well, I always think of Lisa as always being so polite and being so graceful, but one day in the staff room, unbelievable.
And so I thought I'd take you back to the scene of the crime here about 10 years ago at this very computer. I know we've got some staff in the building that maybe have some challenges with technology, but let me tell you, about one epic meltdown that Lisa had. I thought this computer was going to go through the window.
It was like something was going on over there, so I just sat there and listened, and suddenly the vocabulary was F this, this damn computer, I'm going to chuck it through the window.
But I have not heard language like that from anyone ever. Would put a trucker to shame.
She was just going off, and I was killing myself laughing so hard on the other side.
I didn't know Lisa had that in her, but Lisa, that scarred me forever, and I'll never forget that day.
The thing is, we go in there quite a bit to cook and for house lunches and different events and things like that, and she's so accommodating. But I know that if we leave things in the wrong spot, that it's probably not well liked by her. Sometimes we leave a dish or two and she never complains, but you kind of know that, and we appreciate that actually because it's, oh, you guys are doing that today and we didn't tell her, and she adjusts and moves the kids around, and it's awesome. So thank you for that, Lisa. I know we've pissed you off a few times in that, using the oven and stuff like that, but you're a trooper, so thank you.
Lisa, you will be extremely missed here at MCHS. I will miss visiting with you and talking with you and seeing you and saying hello. You always have a friendly smile for everybody. You're always quick to ask how everybody is doing. You have been a very important part of MCHS in all the years that I've been here.
Congratulations on well over 30 years of teaching in the profession. Thank you so much for everything that you've done. A lot like Terry, with work experience, food is a big option here at the school. And I think about how many times you've had to clean up a mess or had to taste burnt food. I'm sure you've seen everything come out of that kitchen there.
Lisa, you've been a cornerstone of the CTS program since the doors first opened at MCHS back in 1994. Someone's going to be coming to do your job, but nobody's going to be able to replace you. I hope you and David have a fantastic retirement. Please keep in touch. And remember, you've always got family back here in Morinville.
Okay, so your post-retirement trip is the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So you need to vlog it and send us everything that you're doing in Asia and Australia and this crazy trip that you're on. So enjoy it, think about us, and have a drink for me on a beach somewhere. That'd be great.
I will miss you, Lisa. I hope you have a wonderful time and a great holiday, and for sure we will be in touch.
Well-earned rest. Enjoy all your holidays. Enjoy your vacations. Enjoy the summer home in Ontario. You and David will have a great time.
Lisa, congrats. Hope you and Dave have a wonderful time. Say a week from now, you're going to be out on the beach, I believe, in Fiji. So enjoy yourselves. You surely deserved it.
David, yourself heading out to Ontario, and just sounds like such a beautiful opportunity for you guys to go and enjoy the lake and just to live and travel and have such an awesome retirement.
I am so jealous of your trip that you're about to go on, but I think that you're going to have so much fun. Be careful if you're going to go scuba diving again. Don't lose your flashlight this time, but have such a blast. I know you're going to really enjoy it.
I'm envious, Lisa. Enjoy the world, enjoy Ontario, and stay in touch.
Just enjoy your retirement. I know you've been in retirement mode for about 3 months already now. I know I'm used to getting angry phone calls and things when stuff's missing or out of place in the kitchen. But this year, not a care in the world, Lisa. You've been on holidays, I think, already for the last few months, and laid back as I've ever seen. And I'm sure that's the way it's going to be during your retirement. So enjoy it.
Just wish you and David and Shayla all kinds of enjoyment, all kinds of pleasure, and just really take retirement and enjoy as much as you can. I know that seeing you during the exam break right now, it's nice to see that you're kind of relaxed and moving into this, and we just all wish you the best fortunes.